Because I'm live. Hold up. Okay. People's already coming in. Hey, y'all. Let me get a better lighting. I'm so unprepared. Oh, my gosh. Go. So my ass work. No, like how do you light shine? So we can cancel it. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome to DDTS episode 592 part 2, DDTS live edition. I'm picking up where I left off yesterday. I didn't get to finish my live from yesterday. Well, I finished, but I didn't finish talking about what I wanted to talk about. Y'all, I was so overwhelmed I almost canceled it. Almost canceled it, like for good, for good. I almost canceled this live. Because it was so overwhelming. But I'm still here. And we're gonna pick up where we left off. I want to thank y'all for joining me today. Thank y'all for joining me on this amazing live episode. Um, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. And I already got a new video that's already out about the part one review. But now we're going to pick up on part two. I don't know is anyone here. I think one person up in here. But yeah, so let me go on ahead and pull up the art. I ain't got no article pulled up, so we're gonna finish the Dunn Lanning and Pierce Morgan fiasco. And we're gonna finish. We're gonna talk about Cardi B new music, and we're gonna talk about why some people think that Cardi B is a bad rapper. In my opinion, I don't think Cardi B is a bad rapper. I think Cardi B is an excellent artist ever since I've known about Cardi B. Ever since I've listened to, her music. I knew right then I liked the Cardi B. Not only because of her music, but because she is a genuine person. Like she tells it like it is. And like she's basically raw. Like she is nonchalant. Like she is who she is. And I'm not going off talking about her past or anything like that because Carter B let it be well known. Yeah, she used to be a stripper. She used to be a stripper and she used to be in gangs. She used to be in a gang. So Cardi B is about that street life and she is from the Bronx and she is Dominican Republican. Dominican Republic. Okay, someone's in the comments. Hey from the Sib, welcome to the live. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank everybody for joining me. How you doing? Welcome to the live. Thank you so much. Let me ask y'all, if I was to have something to do like for a quick second, and if I put up be right back, would y'all leave or would y'all still stay here in my live till I come back? But I promise you it wouldn't be long. I'm just asking y'all just in case. Yes, it is so much tea, and I can't wait to dive in it. I can't wait to dive in this tea. You know I like to tell tea. You know I like to give the hot tea and hot gossip. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, you will be here and you at work trying to listen at the same time. Okay, that's totally fine. I understand. It's totally fine. Yes, we got so much tea, but before we get to the piping hot tea, we're gonna go ahead and finish the Dunn Lennon and Piers Morgan fiasco. I want to make sure I get all of this done. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me pull up that article. So basically, what I read, Piers Morgan called Dunn Lennon a body part that I can't say on this platform, and I'm not gonna play that I'm not gonna say on this platform. In an interview, and it has something to do, and they discussed ca- they discussed some cultural stuff. They discussed um some stuff that related to Charlie Kirk and his unalived, well, you know that person, and what was related to his unaliving. And I'm guessing Piers Morgan did not like what Don Lennon was saying. And so Piers Morgan, can y'all hear me with that fan in the back? Can y'all hear me with the fan with my fan on? Type in the chat if you can hear me, or type in the chat that you can't hear me. Because if not, I can turn the fan off. Yes, loud and clear. Okay, I'm just making sure. So yeah, so I'm guessing. See, I don't watch things about politics, and I don't watch too much about Piers Morgan. He ain't my cup of tea. I've heard things about him. He ain't my cup of tea. Don Lennon, I basically warmed up to Don Lennon. You know, I've always respected Don Lennon, but I'm just happy that Don Lennon came out of his shell. But if y'all remember, I actually did a video on Don Lennon, basically. I did a video on Don Lennon, and I think that's when he went after allegedly Megan Kelly or something like that. Or something like that. She did, you know, when that black when that black the black woman that was working for CN, you know, CNBC, Joy, I think that's her name. I don't want to get it wrong. Basically, a lot of people came to her defense, even Don Lennon. And I guess this Megan Kelly character, I think I mentioned her in the video, and basically she said some off the wall stuff. And basically, allegedly, if y'all watched that video, Don Lennon basically shut her down, saying, "Why don't you tell your husband to stop looking at my husband from across the room?" Okay. I think that was the number one pipe bomb and number one read and number one clock that T that you could ever get. So for Piers Morgan to call Dunn Lennon a body part is diabolical. It's unnecessary and uncanny. And for Piers Morgan to call Dunn Lennon a body part basically tells what type of person Piers Morgan is. He doesn't like to take accountability. He doesn't like to hear the truth. And basically, I'm going to say this, and I don't care how anybody takes it. He's a hypocrite, or better yet, he's a narcissist. Now, I could be wrong. Now, him and Sharon Osbourne, they good friends, so they basically would fit in together. But I'm going to say this. Um, so it is said in this other part of this article that they discussed the cancel culture as it relates to old boy's death, with Morgan calling out people who celebrated the assassination. What should happen to those people, he questioned. Lennon, who feels he is a victim, cancel culture agreed that Kurt's death, old boy's death, shouldn't be cause for celebration, and added, freedom of speech can come from consequences and professional setting. However, he believes people shouldn't be canceled over it. And okay, I'm gonna stand with Don Lennon on this. Okay, just because everybody is not hooping and hollering and crying and breaking down, just because what happened to old boy, just because what happened to Charlie Kirk, just because people is not crying and hooping and hollering that he was pew-pewed unalive, that does not make anybody a bad person. That does not have, to me, that does not have anything to do with culture, basically. That does not have anything to do with culture. If you really, if we if we really want to speak facts and speak truth about it, let's be honest. I said this plenty of times, and more than me have said this, and I will say it different ways. Old boy did not speak freedom of speech. He speaked it hate. He sparked hate. He brought hate. He always talked hatred. He always talked the evilness, self-centered stuff. He talked against a community that he couldn't stand so bad because the color of the skin, meaning black and brown peoples. What he said about black women, what he said about George Floyd, what he said about the black community, saying that they were better off in slavery than they was then. I'm like, come on now. Let's not let's not do that. But see, this what I say. I say he let his mouth write a check that his SSA couldn't cash, and the check bounced. And when the check bounced, you know what happened. So basically, I will say this, and I will say it again. He done that to himself. And I agree with Don Lennon. Don Lennon did not say anything wrong, but it seems like to me every time when somebody has freedom of speech, meaning in the right way, basically people's trying to explain freedom of speech, people's are telling the truth like they are not putting sugar on it, like they're not sugarcoating. They're basically telling the truth, meaning people's now are using freedom of speech as a good way to let the message be brought across in a positivity way. But you got people's that is using freedom of speech in a good way on the alliance side. And you have these peoples that is using their freedom of speech. They are the ones that's suffering behind it. Every time when somebody speaks the truth on a certain situation, it's always the people's. They're always in the negative way. It's sad because it's crazy because you got peoples that know they in the wrong, that know they got hatred in their heart, that know there are peoples out here that didn't stand for what old dude was for. A lot of people's didn't stand for what old dude was for. A lot of people's don't stand for what old dude and what a main dude is for, and for a bunch of things. So basically, for the peoples that didn't stand with old dude, they got poo pooed, and for the peoples that don't stand with the remainder dude that's doing all this heinous stuff. Every time when those peoples who has good energy, that wants to say how they feel, give their opinion, freedom of speech. It's always the good peoples that gives their opinion, that gives their freedom of speech, that has to suffer the consequences. And I think that's wrong. And you got peoples that be spreading so much hate out their mouth, talking about the black and brown community or any type of community that's not like them. If you not a certain community, if you are black and brown or a person of color, and you give your freedom of speech and you give your opinion, they'll try to make us the enemy, and it's crazy. But you got these peoples that was taught hate, that was taught to hate a person because of the color of their skin, was taught to hate to go against a person of the color of their skin because they're speaking the truth. But if a person of color, black and brown, and a person of color speak they freedom of speech, basically tell it like it is, or better yet, if you have a person that's not of our community, that is an alliance on our side, basically they'll spear hate against a person that's not part of our community, a person that wants to learn from us, a person that wants to be on our side. You know what I'm getting? You get what I'm saying? If you are a person of color, if you're a black and brown person, if you're black and brown and you are part of the black and brown community, or if you're a person of color, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, and if you're a person of color, and if you are not part of our community, and you are aligning yourself with us, and you speak your freedom of speech, and you give your opinion, and you know it's the truth, better yet, they're going to go against you. They're going to go against us because a lot of peoples don't think us black and brown peoples and peoples of color shouldn't have freedom of speech. They think we shouldn't open our mouths. They think that we should sit back and keep getting disrespected. They think we should sit back and continue to be like we ain't got no education, like we ain't got no better sense or any type of thing. And that ain't right. Because if I'm being correct, if I'm being honest, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, what scares a person that is not part of our community, that don't understand where we're coming from? What scares a person that's not part of our community? What scares a person like that? What scares a person like that is because what would scare a person like that is to see a black man and black woman or a person of color in power over everybody. And they're using their power for right and not abusing it. Is I'm making sense? But I stand with Dunn leaning on that. And I think that's why Piers Morgan called Dunn Lennon their body part. And also, he revealed, Dunn Lennon revealed that he and Morgan discussed taking points prior to the sit down, but added, not once did you mention that we were going to talk about CNN or we never. And I had known that I probably wouldn't have accepted this interview. Lennon continued, I thought we were going to stick by the subjects you told me about. I don't appreciate being ambushed. Morgan questioned the term before starting. Hang on 1 second. Let's just be crystal clear about what's just happened. You brought up the subject of cancel culture. I asked you, did you feel your departure from CNN was an example of that? You answered the question. Now, from my understanding, I agree with Dunn Lennon again. Dunn Lennon, basically, from what I just read, you got Dunn Lennon thought that him and Piers Morgan was going to be, you know, talking about, his departure of CNN, that they were going to talk about Dunn Lennon's time in CNN while he left. Dunn Lennon did not know, allegedly. Dunn Lennon said that he did not know that they was going to be talking about that cancel culture and everything, and about that about the Charlie Kirk situation. And I agree with Dunn Lennon. Dunn Lennon says he felt ambushed, and basically, I would feel ambushed too if I was told that we're gonna talk about one thing or do one thing, and then we end up doing another that I'm not aware of, that I'm not prepared of, that does not make me comfortable. I think Piers Morgan was being an a-hole when he did that. I told you, Piers Morgan, I'm not a fan of his, and even though I don't know of him, I've heard major things about him, and it has not been good. So basically, Piers Morgan kind of just tricked Dunn Lennon on that interview panel and just basically just started going off on him. And then have the nerve to call Don Lennon a body part, which is totally diabolical and totally crazy. But if we would have got out of character, and if we would have said a bunch of things, oh, we would not have, we would not see the end of it. Oh, we would definitely feel the wrath. Because I don't know what it is. Every time when there's something that goes on in another community, and the black and brown, our black and brown and people of color is nowhere around. We ain't got nothing to do with it. We just minding our business. For some reason, we are always the ones to get blamed when something like that happens. And I don't understand. And we don't even be around. We don't even be having our asses on them and on that type of stuff, because we trying to stay in our own lane. We trying to stay in our own bubble. But how can we stay in our own bubble when people invade themselves in our bubble? And you got people's part of our community that wants to invite people's in our bubble, and those people's that they are inviting in our bubble don't stand for us. They don't stand for us. They don't want to stand for us. They could be trying to, you know, you get what I'm saying? That's just how I see it. I stand with Don Lennon. And this diabolical, like I just said. Let me see what else. And it says here, the men began to shout over one another, with Lennon that didn't want to get into an argument over this. He later added, "Did you invite me here to interrupt me?" To which Morgan replied, "I think you're being a complete body part, if I'm honest with you." Lennon appeared stunned and commented, "Okay, well, that's very kind and respectful of you." Morgan continued his trade by noting, "It wasn't intended to be kind or respectful." Lennon remained professional and continued, "I could respond in kind, but I won't, because I think I am. I think I'm above that," Morgan added, but he felt Lennon was playing the victim card. When you yourself mentioned council culture, Lennon tried to pull up receipts while Morgan continued to interrupt him. An effort move on Lennon stated, "I've given you your moment enough. This is going to go viral, so please enough. Yes, you do. Want a moment, otherwise you wouldn't do this. You would be a respectful journalist." Lennon told Morgan that he felt he was embarrassing himself, while the two continued to go back and forth. When Lennon started that alternated clip Morgan shared didn't lead to dismissal. Okay, I think that's the end of the article. So we're gonna elaborate from that. Okay, um let me go back to my thing right here. Okay, so from what we saw, Basically, Piers Morgan was being the bigger a hole. He was being the disrespectful one. Lennon was basically trying to be cool. He Lennon was basically being respectful. He didn't get out of character, and I believe Piers Morgan wanted Don Lennon to get out of character. He wanted Don Lennon to retaliate against him so he can make Don Lennon look like a bad person and give him a bad reputation, give him a bad name. He basically tried to make Don Lennon get out of character because if you ever notice, that's how some peoples refer to us as black and brown peoples. They refer to us as ghetto, don't have no class, this and that and the third. You know, that's how they want to see us. They don't want to see us as smart, educated, well known, having a mind of our own and having a mind of ourselves to think for ourselves. You have peoples that don't want to think of us black and brown peoples, black Americans, African Americans like that. You got peoples that think that we are criminals, that we are not smart, that we are not educated, that all we good for is being in the system, that all we good for is being loud and obnoxious. That's how some people's got us labeled still after all these years. But what they don't know is we are the smartest, we are the well educated, we are the well educated, we well educated, we well smart, we well full of love, we are well cultured. Because if it wasn't for black peoples, if it wasn't for us black and brown peoples and our ancestors, and if it wasn't for a black man building up half of this country, and hell, if it wasn't for black men and women, peoples before us creating everything that we use today, the air conditioner and all that, what you call that? You can't say that we are not educated and the peoples before us in our community and our legacy and history is not educated. Oh, we are full of education, even though some of us in our community makes decisions that I don't understand why some of us make. But it's just not in our community that be making these decisions. That is in every community. But what I'm saying, a lot of people's not in our community, some in our community think like this, but other people's in other communities, they think we are not proven enough to have certain positions. A lot of people think just because we are black men and women and we come from a legacy and we come from a background of of we come from a legacy, a background of being disrespected, whipped, and the history of 400 years. That's what a bunch of people think that we are and think that we belong. It's not true. We create up half of this population. We black and brown peoples, we create up half of this population. And I think Piers Morgan really wanted Don Lennon to act a fool so he can basically live off that and say, ladies and gentlemen, this is how so and so act when he doesn't get his way. No, Don Lennon played that smart because he knew in his mind if he would have acted like that, that would have proven Piers Morgan right, and that would have given Piers Morgan the upper hand to say, this is how the people act. Don Lennon played that smart. I'll be right back, y'all. Let me get off. Let me get on this call. I'll be right back. Let me put my be right back sign up. Okay, give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Hold up. I'll be right back. 1 second, y'all. I'm back, y'all. How am I doing so far? How am I doing so far? Is I'm talking too much, or I'm not talking loud enough? But that's how I feel, and I stand and I respect Dunn for that. And Dunn Lennon, I will say this, and I will move on to the next topic. Dunn Lennon basically asked Piers Morgan, "Did you just invite me on here just to interrupt me? I would not even want to be invited somewhere. How I know how you basically feel about me, how you basically feel about us as a community and as human beings." Basically, Dunn Lennon basically said when um when Piers Morgan called Don Lennon the body part, Don Lennon respectfully responded with class and was like, "That is very, very nice and respectful of you. Thank you." And then Piers Morgan go off and like, "I didn't do this. I didn't say that to be nice. I was saying," like, he basically was saying that to be an a-hole. And if I'm being correct and if I'm being honest, Piers Morgan is the villain here. I'm not a fan of Piers Morgan. He the one should be canceled. Him and among many, 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 many others that ain't got no class, no type of respect for others. Those are the peoples that need to be canceled. Not the peoples that is using their freedom of speech for right. I stand with Dunn Lennon all day, every day. Okay? That's my opinion. And that's my fact. I know I ain't got no button on this shirt, but hey, we here to do this podcast, this live video. But that's gonna be it for that topic. But before I go to the next topic, how did I do on that? How did I do on that topic? Yep. All right, now guess we're gonna go over to the next topic. We talked about Jimmy Kimmel yesterday, so we're gonna talk about Cardi B right now. Next topic is gonna be about Cardi B in her new music and the negativity, what people's had to say about her and her rapping and stuff. I'm gonna type it in. All right. So we're gonna do so basically what I did, I just typed in Cardi B new album on my laptop. Maybe I should put 2025. Okay. Oh yeah, and Cardi B, she breaks the gummies world record thanks to the new album I Am the Drummer. I've heard so much good things on that album. I have not listened to her album yet. The thing with me is I love music. I just have to be in that mood, and I'm just a late person to just listen to albums and stuff like that. But it is says on here that Cardi B breaks the Gumleys world record thanks to the new album I Am the Drummer. I don't think I have to read no article with Cardi B with everything that's going on. First and foremost, I know this is a little old. Well, it's still new to me, and it's still trending. Cardi B is expecting another child with her new boyfriend. What's his name? What is his name? Let me type it in. What is his name? I don't want to get it wrong. Um, okay, come on, let me see. What is his name? What now? Why y'all want to interrupt me when I'm doing a live? Y'all get on my damn nerves. Damn it, phone. Y'all get on my nerves. When I ain't doing nothing, y'all don't want to bother me. But when I do something, y'all want to bother a mother. Oops, excuse me. Y'all want to bother a bitch. Oh, Lord have mercy. Who is this? Hold up, y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I'm sorry for the interruption. Can y'all still hear me? All right, so we're gonna talk about Cardi B now. But I heard that her new album, um, the new album that she got is doing good, and that is doing so well. And it is said that Cardi B is expecting to be having a baby by her boyfriend Stefan Diggs. Is that his name, y'all? I'll be trying to keep up, but I think that's his name. And Cardi B says he better marry me. Cardi B addresses Stefan Diggs getting another woman pregnant. So basically, he got another woman pregnant while he's with Cardi B. Is that it? Like, is that true? Like, I don't think I need to elaborate on from an article, but I'm just gonna go on and say this: I'm happy for Cardi B. I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her new album. I'm happy that she's expecting another child. I'm happy that she's found love again and happiness because let's be honest, Offset probably show was not giving her that love. Basically, what Offset was allegedly doing, he was basically cheating on her the whole marriage. Offset was basically cheating on Cardi B the whole marriage. And it was a time that Offset was doing it so much when him and Cardi was together. She basically defended him when all of it got on his social media that he was with these different women, if I got it correct. Cardi B being the strong woman that she is and being the wife that she was to Offset at the time came to his defense and making excuses for him, and he's saying that he won't do it again and that it didn't mean anything. But let me tell you this: if it didn't mean anything, why you keep doing the same thing that you got in trouble for the first time? I ain't saying you got in trouble, but I'm pretty sure you got caught. The thing is this: why would you go in public? Why would you do this in public? And you know how these damn paparazzis is. I don't think I need to elaborate on Cardi B with an article. I think I can do this myself. Basically, I'm happy for Cardi B. I'm happy for her that she's finding love again. And it is said allegedly that her boyfriend that she's with now, Stefan Diggins, what I just said a while ago, he got caught cheating, some messages or something like that. Is I'm correct? Who's in here? Who can bag me up on that? But I'm gonna say this: Cardi B is a wonderful woman. She's a nice person to me. Even though I don't know her personally, I'm going to say I respect her. I respect her as a person. I respect her as an artist. Cardi B is just one of those women and one of those peoples that just don't give a damn. Like, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. You know, she's going to tell you how it is and she will literally beat your ass. That's basically the type of person Cardi B is. Cardi B also said, people they tried to judge her because she was a stripper, because she was part of a gang. Cardi B said when she was doing Love and Hip Hop a while back, this was before, she was coming on the rise. And it was like she say, I don't be wanting these dudes. I just get what I can get out of them. And then there's that. That's what you got to do. You got to get what you can out of these men. And that's what she said on the reunion. I don't know which one it was. I could have it wrong. But she said, you got to get what you can get out of these men. That's what you got to do. And honestly, I ain't going to lie to you. That stuck with me for a long time. Because hell, they ain't hitting on shit. Half of them ain't hitting on the damn thing. Half of them want what they can get out of you. They don't even know what the definition is of holding you down. So maybe that's where she's coming from. But if this is true, allegedly, that Cardi B's new boyfriend, Stephen Diggs, who she's pregnant by, did this, I'm like, wow, really? Oh my goodness. So let me hold on one second, y'all. Let me hold on one second. Hold on one second. If I could, if I can get on my Instagram, hold on. Lord, my laptop just froze on me. Y'all, my laptop just had a mind of its own, I guess. But I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes. But what I want to touch on is some people saying that I watched a video earlier on TikTok that was shared to me, and I watched it all the way through, and I followed the creator. And I left a comment, and it was a positive comment defending Cardi B and defending all these type of ignorant negative stuff that people have to say about Cardi B and her music ethic. Some people were saying allegedly that Cardi can't rap, that she's this, that she's that. Let me tell y'all something. I say it once and I say it again, and I ain't afraid to say it. Cardi B is one of the best. If Cardi B was a bad rapper, which my opinion, she is not a bad artist at all. Well, look where she at now. Cardi B is a success. She wouldn't be where she at now if she wasn't good. Cardi B is good at her thing, and she's a wonderful artist. She's a rapper. She's an artist. She's an entertainer. Cardi is the definition of what it's like to work hard. You have to work hard to get to where you will. You got to work day and night. Y'all don't understand Cardi, even though I know it's some people like this. You got to understand Cardi. Cardi is a mama. She's a mother. She's a mama. She's an artist. She's an entertainer. She's a businesswoman. She's pregnant for goodness sakes, and she just got over and just got done getting this thing in court resolved, where she was being falsely accused of. Cardi B is the definition of a real tough individual boss woman among many, many other women. I'm going to give a special shout out to Meg Thee Stallion. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, to me, is the true definitions of strong women. Hold on, y'all. You said just tune back in. I love her song "Shower Tears" off her new album. I'm definitely going to listen to her album. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm definitely going to listen to her album. But like what I just said, Cardi B is a mama. She's a businesswoman. She's an artist. She's got her own thing going on, and she just got out of a tough case, which she was falsely accused of. Cardi B, and a special shout out to Meg Thee Stallion. Both of those women are truly the best, and they have so much respect for one another. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, they need more flowers than one. Now, for people's that saying that Meg Thee, not Meg Thee Stallion, for people saying Cardi B is a bad rapper, that she's not a good artist, y'all don't know the definition of real music. I might not know everything that there is about music. See, for y'all, the ones that's going around here saying they Meg Thee Stallion, no, I'm sorry. Forgive me. For y'all going around here that's saying that Cardi B is a bad rapper and bad artist, y'all are the same peoples that be listening to these trash ass TikTok songs that don't be hitting on shit. I will admit some of them do be hitting, but some of them don't hit on shit. This coming from the new generation that don't know a thing about music. For the ones that saying Cardi B ain't no good rapper, y'all be listening to these damn 2-year-olds that think they be doing something. And shut the hell up. Just my opinion. Just stop it. And Amand Riggins, who's also a content creator and YouTuber, he used to love Cardi B from what I've heard, but all of a sudden he want to do the old switcheroo saying Cardi B is not good. But then you like Cardi B at first, Amand, but now you want to play the old switcheroo and say Cardi B is not a good rapper, saying she can't rap. Okay, since you want to play that game, what if I said that you are not a good content creator? They say they try to compare her to lyricists when Cardi B makes fun music and just be talking her exactly. She be talking her real stuff. Cardi B be talking her real ish. She be talking her real stuff. She be talking that 100 stuff. She be talking them facts. I can't stand when people want to compare artists with other artists. They are both good. To me, Cardi B is one of the best. Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, the best. The best. Those probably the top two women now in the rap business that I will basically listen to and that I will still and stand with listening to. Now for Gorilla, I love Gorilla. I respect her. I don't know much of her music, but she's one of the best as well. So if I had to choose, let me let me listen to Cardi B. Let me listen to Meg Thee Stallion. Let me listen to Gorilla because I really feel all three of them are wonderful artists. All three of them are wonderful artists. All three of them want to get the same thing. It's a bunch of peoples that love those three. And it's a bunch of people that's not a fan of Cardi B. It's people that's not a fan of Meg Thee Stallion. There's people that's not a fan of Gorilla. Me myself and many others that could agree. I love them all. I'm a fan of them all. Like I love their music, but I will say this: like just give them a chance. Like just leave Cardi B alone. Leave Cardi B alone. Leave any artist alone that ain't even got they behind on y'all. And for Amon Regan saying all this type of stuff about Carter saying that she ain't no good rapper, girl, was you just jamming the Cardi B um when she had another app in the beginning? Was you jamming the Cardi B? And the thing is about Amon Regans, I used to watch Amon Regans. I used to watch him. I used to watch him on um TGIF with Claudia Jordan and the other man that was married to Star Jones. I used to watch Amon Riggins, but he basically said something and made a video about something and started talking all types of nonsense that really didn't make sense to me. And he really just started doing stuff that really made me mad. Because he on that list with Jason Lee of dislike of dislike for peoples in our community. I'm sorry. I can't get into it with I can't do it with Jason Lee. Jason Lee is I can't I don't like Jason Lee. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Jason Lee. I'm not a fan of Amon Riggins at times, you know. Oh, from the SIP got a show on stage. From the SIP says Amon is funny sometimes, but he wish-washy and optimistic. Okay, that's a better way of putting it. Okay, yes, thank you from the SIP. That's the best way of putting it because he's very like he like. Don't get me wrong, he's a comedy person at times, but I just wish like once a person like once he says something, he should stick with it and not go back and forth like I don't like this. I don't like this. Oh, I like this now. Oh, I like this now. Like make up your mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Jason Lee, him and Jason Lee, I don't know, but I don't know. I just cannot I can't deal with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the best, but you know, like really, what's Cardi B's what's Cardi B? Um, Cardi B boy. I done spelt it wrong. Okay. So basically, Cardi B is shrugging off the um allegations of Stephen Diggs' paternally drama. She's basically shrugging it off. So does that mean she is ignoring the fact, or she just don't was not want to get into it, or better yet, she just does not want to stress her child? How I'm doing, y'all? How I'm doing talking about this? It says pregnant Cardi B issues status and responses by boyfriend Stephen Diggs per, paternally drama. So Cardi B, who is expecting a baby with boyfriend Stephen Diggs, issued a scattering statement about the NFL star paternity drama with another woman. Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. The Bodak Yellow rapper said in a recent Instagram live referring to Shirley's 1974 R&B song "Woman to Woman," in which she reached out to the other woman her man was cheating with. That's your baby daddy, B. That's my baby daddy too. Carter B 32 added. Okay. Okay. I think this is it right here. Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. The Bodak Yellow rapper said, you know, okay, okay, okay. Dang. So you trying to tell me that Cardi B boyfriend is basically was messing with his baby mama allegedly and got her pregnant again while Cardi B is pregnant? Like what the you telling me how in the hell if that is true allegedly, if that is true, how in the hell that man can do that? He must got two of them he must got two of them damn Vienna sausages to be doing all that. Cause ain't no way. He must got one on both ends. Cause ain't no way. You must got both two of them on both ends. Must got two of them on both ends. Cause what? Ain't no way. So the Big O's imprints comments comes days after surface that Diggs was facing a paternity suit from Angelina Lopa, who claimed he was the father of her 5-month-old daughter. Oh, so it's claimed allegedly that he has a 5-month-old daughter. Okay. All right. In July, Diggs filed a response to Lopa's paternity suit saying in the docs that he was not certain if he was the father of Charlene, who was born on April 2nd of this year. Lopa requested that she's be given legal and physical custody of the child and Diggs only been given visitation rights. She also requested the athlete cover of all of her pregnancy and birth expenses as well as attorney fees. In July, filled in with responses to local paternity suits saying that the docs was not certain if he was the father of Charlie, who was born April 2nd. He asked for a DNA test conducted. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go off that right there. I'm gonna go off that and we're gonna go on to the next topic. I ain't trying to rush nothing. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to rush nothing. I'm just gonna go off this. I'm just gonna say this. It's a lot of mess going on with that situation. Like this is alleged. Like I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. I really don't know. I wouldn't there. I didn't consummate with the man and I didn't consummate with that woman. I ain't do it. So the thing is this, I just don't understand how some peoples can deal with the fact that they deal with these toxic baby daddies and baby mamas. Like I feel like a lot of men and women, they like to jump in the bed together and not think about consequences. I don't understand how some men and women will jump in the bed together knowing that they at odds with each other. I don't understand how a woman can jump in the bed with a man and this woman and these women be knowing that some of these men don't be hitting on nothing. They don't be hitting on shit. And I don't understand how some of these men be jumping the bed with these women that are not willing to take the responsibility of what comes with being a parent that goes to the men too. I don't understand why men and women combined together would be in a situation that they know that they know they're not ready for, that they know it takes a I ain't gonna say it takes a village, but I'm gonna say this. In order for stuff like this to work out, I think if y'all know y'all wanna consummate, if y'all know y'all gonna consummate, if y'all know y'all about to create a human being and create a child and bring this child into the world, y'all need to stop all that foolishness and get it together so that child won't have to be around all this toxicity, all this foolishness. Because depending on how parents, the mom and the daddy, acts around the child when they little, when that child get older, that child is going to follow the same footsteps that the mom and daddy did when they was little. And you're gonna be wondering, where did my child get that from? He got it from y'all because he saw y'all acting that way. So when you think about it, I just don't understand. I think a lot of these parents, these mom and daddies, baby mamas and baby daddies that are in toxic relationships, I think this is for all women, not all women, not all men. I just think that I think some men and women, they be wanting to have these babies for the benefits. They be wanting to have these babies for the benefits. They be wanting to have these babies just because they love to have them, just because they want a football team, just because they want this and that. But you're not thinking about what comes with that territory. Cause some of y'all be having these kids with these no good ass dudes, and these women be knowing that they're no good. It's just like these men. Y'all choose to sleep with some of these women that y'all know that ain't up to par. You know what I'm saying? Y'all easily just give it up so quick because they'll let you take it. Honestly, if y'all know y'all gonna create a child, make a child, y'all should talk this over. What y'all gonna do? I ain't being judgmental. I'm just saying. I know I'm not a parent. I don't have no kids, and I don't want any right now. Basically, I'm okay if I don't have any at all. I have enough cousins and I'm an uncle myself. I'm okay. I just don't understand why does it have to be so complicated and why these parents have to make a big deal when it comes to child support, when it comes to joint custody, when it comes to visitation rights. I feel like this, whoever has to pay child support and whoever paying child support for their child, I feel like they deserve to see the receipts. What's been going on with their money? What's been going on with the child support that is for the child? I think, in my opinion, if the man or the woman, whoever is paying child support, I think they deserve to see the receipts of is the stuff matching the amount that I gave you for our child. But a lot of peoples need to understand child support. is not meant to be going on your vacations to Vancouver and to the Caribbean, to Florida, to Miami, to Louisiana. Child support is the support for the child, not for you to go to Miami, Florida, to Atlanta, turning up at the club and splurging out and stuff. That is not for you. That is not for the mama. That is not for the daddy. Whoever. That is for that child. Now I know I'm probably going off key, but y'all get what I'm saying. I just don't understand how some peoples would stay in these toxic situations. I know I'm wrong for saying that, but that's just my truth. That's how I see it. Like for real, for real. But I I don't know what to believe, but I'm just gonna say this. I'm happy for Cardi. If she's happy, I'm happy for her. I'm gonna support her. I'm gonna listen to her album when I get the chance. I'm happy for her and her new pregnancy. I'm happy for her that she's happy. I'm happy that she's won that lawsuit. And I'm happy that she has a new album out. I'm happy that Cardi is happy. So much love, so much everything. Congratulations, Cardi B. Okay, y'all. How did I do on that topic? I think we're gonna talk about one more topic, and that'll be it for this video. Is there anything that I'm leaving out? Hey, from the sip, if you still here, is there anything I'm leaving out? Because I think I'm gonna go to this last topic, and I think I'm gonna close it down because I think I've covered everything. I talked about Jimmy Kimmel yesterday, so I'm gonna finish everything else um today on this one. What's that other artist name? Kaluni, what her name is? Kalani. I don't know. I am hungry. Let me see. What's that person name? Kaluni? What's the name? Okay, wait a minute. Let me go to my let me go to my messages thing. I know then. What's her name? Her name is Keh. Hold on. Keh. L A E I. Oh shucks. I think that's it. Oh, Kalani. Oh, this Kalani. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Oh, so this Kalani. I'm about 2 months older than her. I never heard of this artist before. I don't even know who this is. Okay, here you go. This is the new topic. Kalani. That's her name. And I think the topic that I'm gonna talk about, I think it's about her blasting these AI singers. I think that's the topic, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me see, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. I'm in my. Why is my laptop want to be so clingy? I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. So we're gonna be the last topic for tonight. Well, for today and for this live, we're gonna be talking about Kalani. Kalani. Before I talk about Kalani, I want to give a news bulletin about Saucy Montana. Saucy, Saucy of Montana. He was allegedly brought out on the stretcher out of the Waffle House, passed out. A lot of people are saying allegedly that it's a fake stunt. I really don't know. But I'm just gonna say this. I really don't know if it's true or not, but a video, a clip was shared to me and I saw it on Instagram that Saucy Montana was brought out the Waffle House on the stretcher saying that he allegedly passed out. I don't know. Did he become sick? I don't know. Was it something he ate? I really don't know. Allegedly, I done a video on Saucy Montana a couple of times. But I will say this: I'm hoping that he gets the feeling better. Like I said, I don't know. Was it a fake stunt? I don't know. Was it for clout? I really don't know. I don't know. Was it for attention? I don't know. Was it for views? I really don't know. But I'm just gonna say I'm hoping that everything is okay with Saucy Santana. I just want to put that out there before I do this last topic about Kalani. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it with Kalani. I don't know who this is, but I'm pretty sure as much as I progress, I will learn more about her. Kalani blasts Al musician 3 million record deal. I don't respect it. Hey, welcome back. You just made it back. I'm about to do my last topic. I just got done talking about Saucy Montana and his passing out in the Waffle House being brought out on the stretcher. I was saying hopefully he's okay. I said hopefully it's not a stunt and hopefully, everything is okay. A lot of people's probably said allegedly that it's a stunt, that it's fake and everything, but I'm hoping everything works out. And I'm talking about the last topic. I'm talking about Kalani that she calls out the Al musicians $3 million thing that she does not respect it. I don't even know who she is, but I'm gonna learn as I read and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Welcome back from the SIP. Thank you for coming back. And thank each and everybody that has came in and joined me today. Kalani Blast Al musicians $3 million record deal. I don't respect it. Okay, so we have Kalani is in disbelief that an R&B singer recently landed a $3 million deal, not because of any beef, but because the singer is Al. Now, Al, when you say Al, you mean this technology thing that's been going on with TikTok, with Instagram and stuff. Like Al has been taking over. Y'all know what Al is. Exena Monet appears to be a successful up-and-coming R&B artist, reaching no 25 on the Emerging Talents chart and no number 21 spot on the Hot Gospel Songs chart. The real voice behind Monet is Talisha Jones, a poet. Okay, from the SIP says AI. Okay, AI. Thank you from the SIP on the Hot Gospels chart. The real voice behind Monet is Talisha. Jones, a poet and designer who fed her ideas into AI music. Program So New Monique's public appearance is also made by AI. So basically, Kalani, this artist Kalani, she's basically calling out that artist. I don't know much about Exena Monet. I don't know much about Talisha Jones. I don't know much about Kalani. But what I will say, I agree with Kalani and I respect Kalani for calling it out because AI is full of mess and AI is trouble because it has been a bunch of people's and a bunch of situations that has been getting messed up because of AI, because of the technologies and stuff, what they can do. And I agree with Kalani. I would call out that company too because that is full of mess and manure. Kalani took to TikTok to express her frustration. There is a AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal and has a top 5 R&B album, and the person is doing none of the work. The folded singer said, "I think you guys think that AI can just be the cover for something, which some people can use. They can make an AI cover. AI can also make the entire effing song." She continued. It can sing the entire song. It can make the entire beat. This is beyond out of control. Nothing and no one on earth would ever be able to justify AI to me. Kalani further goes on to say she doesn't respect AI or its usage because it dismisses the hard work. People do anything themselves. Okay, that's the end of that topic. And no, it ain't. And at the end of the topic, that's the end of that article. I'm going to elaborate and I'm going to agree with Kalani. So basically, what Kalani is saying that AI is basically copy paste. Basically, people's been using AI to get their work done. A bunch of people's been using AI to cheat. A bunch of people's that been using AI to get a lot of things that they didn't even work for, that they didn't even qualify for, that they didn't even work hard to get. I agree with Kalani. I would be calling out AI too in the peoples that knew everything about it because AI basically is a cheapskate, basically is a technology app in future, basically can do anything for you and you can do it however you want to do it if you connect it with AI, which means that just because AI is in existence, peoples don't want to do the hard work because they have this technology AI. For once, I think AI is full of mess and that it should not be around. And basically, what Kalani is saying that this artist, um, let me go back. That this artist that was signed a $3 million, multi-million-dollar contract, Exena Monet, it seems like to me she basically got this contract and she got signed because of AI. So basically, she didn't do any hard work to get that contract. AI did it for her. And that's full of mess. And that is cheating. That is plagiarizing. She should not have a contract and she should not been awarded that contract because it is said in the article. And if you dealing with AI, is basically she didn't do any of the hard work to get to where she at to better yet do anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. And I will say this, it's kind of like when you are in high school. It's kind of like when you're in high school, when you in elementary. You know, when we was in elementary school, if you know, you know, when we was doing math, you know what we had to do? When we was in elementary school, we didn't have no calculators. So you know what we had to do? We had to get some scratch paper, get a blank piece of paper, get scratch paper, work the math problems out. Then we have to work the math problems out. So we have to provide how we got the answer. So we had to work them out. Even in high school, you still had to use scratch paper, but they had calculators. So it's kind of like when you are doing something like that, you basically got to provide your work, how you got your answer. How did you get this far to get in this contract? How did you get this far with getting this answer? And that's what I'm saying, and I believe that's what Kalani is saying. Okay, so you using AI, you using the easy way out, you using the cheater way out, you using the copy paste way out, you using a way that you didn't even have to do shit. You basically just use the technology app. You basically just use something to basically lie, basically cheat your way to the top. Basically, you did not work hard enough. You didn't even work at all. So what you did, what she did, what this artist did, basically used this AI app to me like that she was doing all this hard work, all this hard singing, and she got this contract, meaning she didn't do shit. So basically, she taking credit for somebody else's work. Basically, she's taking credit for AI. AI don't deserve credit. She does not deserve credit. So I agree with Kalani. Kalani has every right to be upset, and she has every right to be in beliefs, and she have every right to say the opinion that she said, pretty much. Kalani said when she took the Instagram to express her frustration, she said there's an AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal, has a top five R&B album, and the person is doing none of the work. The folded singer said, I think you guys think that AI can be just a cover for something which some people can use. They can make an AI cover. Okay, I agree with her because the thing is this: you cannot do that. That's crazy. People's is using AI to do everything for them. They feel like they ain't got to do the hard work. So I agree with Kalani on that, and I stand with her on that. And I feel like this: if anybody that's in that industry, and if anybody, this goes for anybody, if you feel like you have to rely on a technology app such as AI to do this and do that, you pretty much, I don't even know why you start with it in the beginning. Like it's pretty much you ain't showing nothing. You ain't showing your hard work or anything like that. So yeah, I agree with Kalani. And if anybody deserves that award, it's Kalani. I don't know much about her. I have not listened to her music. But I can and I will down the line. And I believe that she can blow. I believe she can blow. I can believe she can sing her heart out. And I agree with her. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and say this is going to be the end of the live. And that's it for that topic. But let me ask y'all before I go. What do you think about Dunn Lennon and Piers Morgan? What do you think about Cardi's B situation and her boyfriend situation? What do you think about Saucy Santana? What do you think about Kalani and her opinion and her perspective on this whole AI situation? Like, comment, and subscribe and put it in the comments. Thank each and every one of you that has tuned in and that was in the live yesterday. the Solomon Project, from the SIP, Pretty Heart Conqueror, and Brandon of Palm Beach, and everybody that has tuned in. Thank y'all so much. But I think that's gonna be my topic. That's gonna be my video for today, y'all. So what do you guys think in the comments? What do you guys think of this live? But I really want to say I love y'all and thank y'all. And if there is not anything that anybody wants to say, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I really want to say I love y'all and thank you. And I will see y'all on the next video. I love y'all. Thank y'all. Bye bye. Is there anything anybody wants to add before I close it down? Before I shut the live down? Because I think I covered everything that there was to cover. I covered Jimmy Kimmel yesterday, and we covered a lot of stuff yesterday, and I finished covering it today. So if there's not anything anybody wants to add, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. But put it in the comments what you all think of this live. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video as soon as possible. Thank y'all for joining me. And I really want to say I love each and every one of y'all. And I will see y'all on the next video, whenever that'll be. I love y'all. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Show on stage. Thank you so much from the SIP. Thank you for making it all possible. And thank you for the thumbnail, creating it for me and everything. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day as well. And I'll be checking in and everything. Thank you so much. I hope each and every one of you have a great day. Let me know in the comments what you think of the live today. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. I love y'all. Thank you. Bye bye.